Here
we are. We were just admiring the new kitchen doors, weren't we? So talk me through them, mate, because if there's any eagle-eyed watchers.
Bodge job.
What's that about?
What's that?
What's that about? Why is it a bodge job? Why haven't you done it right?
Well, it's not a bodge job. I just fitted doors, and I obviously forgot to measure that one up and order a new one for it. Yeah, so it's still grey at the minute, but
not having a good time with your DIY and bits and bobs at the moment, are you, mate?
Mate, that tool bag is getting fatigued. To be honest, as fatigued as I am.
Well, you know what, mate? I've got a big toolbox right at the side of me here. Never been used. Probably still got wrapper on. So I'll help you out if you start running out of tools. Never really been one for that kind of stuff.
DIY.
Yeah, I'm a bit more like, what would I say? I prefer people that are skilled at something to do it than me do what you've just said. And you're good. I've seen you in action. You're pretty handy, but I'm no use. So like, why would I do it when I could pay someone to do it properly? Because I'm probably going to have to pay them to do it properly anyway, and it's probably going to cost me even more if I fucked it up to start with. So
yeah, that's
I just think true. Let the professionals do their job.
Yeah.
Good evening, Heidi.
It was just an oversight on the ordering, I think. Yeah. So all the rest of the doors are done. So yeah, just wanted to go.
Right. So our topic tonight, mate, I made it intentionally provocative because apparently, if you make provocative titles, it entices people in. Because then even the ones that are interested, and the ones it pisses off because it's rude or inappropriate or whatever it might be, not saying that is, they watch to see if they can hate you as much as they want to because of a provocative title. So textbook algorithm massaging, you could say. So I'm going to talk about...
I only saw the title when I saw it on Instagram, actually.
I know. I made it clear on Instagram as well when I wrote it that it was my... Because I thought, after I wrote it, I thought, fucking hell, people are going to think Elliot's a right bell end here. I am the gym king. So I thought I'd better caveat it.
I am the goat.
Well, I say to you all the time, don't I? What should we discuss on the next show? And you're like, well, what do you think? I'm like, you know what? I'll just crack on.
Yeah, I'm not bothered. I'll talk about oatmeal.
But anyway, the obviously, if we've called it, if your gym is struggling, it's your fault. But my take on that is a little bit more sort of, it's all about responsibility and driving the right behaviours. And I think that goes across business, life, fitness, and all that stuff. So we'll get into the topic in a little bit. But I've got a few housekeeping bits and bobs and then some updates, mate. So first off, if you're watching this, whether you're live or not, subscribe, because we need you to subscribe. Boost the channel. And you may also see that below me, just sort of there, we've got the new Continuum logo. So Defiant Show will be streaming all its shows on the Defiant Show YouTube, but also on Continuum, which is a new UK CrossFit-centric based channel that's going to be covering all things UK CrossFit. There isn't really a place that coordinates all those things in the UK at the moment that's accessible to affiliates and enthusiasts alike. So Jake Chapman's created this. He's got CrossFit UK providing monthly content for it, and lots of other good contributors from across the UK doing lots of different bits and bobs that are going to be on it. And somehow I've managed to weasel my way in. So you'll be seeing more. And tomorrow, actually, I'll get your take on this, mate. Tomorrow is my first show that's hosted there, but will stream on the Defiant Show as well, but it'll be predominantly hosted there. And I'm hosting a debate between Harry Keane and Jake. So last week when I had Harry Keane on, he said that he believed, basically, I'll butcher this, but he believed that a CrossFit coach should have the ability to take a CrossFit elite athlete to the very top of their potential without outsourcing. So, like people are quick to say, right, we need a gymnastics specialist, we need a running specialist, we need all this.
Yeah.
Harry's take is the coaches should go and get that knowledge and become specialists themselves. And his argument for it wasn't that they would then be specialists in that area. He was saying that CrossFitters relative to elite CrossFitters, relative to elite performers in those potential outsourcing areas, such as gymnastics, such as weightlifting, are shit, even though they're great by a CrossFitter standard. You know, a CrossFit weightlifter is never going to be a top weightlifter. A CrossFit gymnast is never going to be a top gymnast. So his basic premise was, you can do more as a coach. And if your coach can't do it for you as a CrossFitter, you need a new coach. And Jake's very much in the outsource camp.
I think just like a CrossFit athlete is shit at everything in relative to an elite athlete, I think that probably swings in roundabouts when it comes to coaching as well, to be honest. I think you can, I mean, there's nothing to say. Obviously, CrossFit coaches should be going out there and getting extra knowledge and more knowledge, but they're never going to be at a level of a specialist. They're just never going to get there.
But do you think a CrossFit athlete needs that level?
Potentially, but with application to CrossFit. So it depends on the specialist, I think. I think if there's, like, I don't know, take Chris Hinshaw, for example. Obviously, most people know that is. Like, he's a specialist endurance coach, but he applies that to CrossFit and people wanting to get better at CrossFit. I think it's all, you could find the best gymnastics coach in the world, but if the application of it isn't geared towards improving movements within CrossFit, I know you can obviously work on the basic premise of gymnastics and improve that, but that's where the difficulty is, and that's where I guess you need that CrossFit coach to. They're as much of a generalist as the athlete, I'd say, to be honest.
Yeah, this is a thing. So I wonder if they're both arguing the same thing, but from just slightly different viewpoints and slightly different steps on the path, I guess, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because Harry's very much like, CrossFit is he's not shitting on CrossFitters because he loves it and he is one. But he's basically saying CrossFitters are shit. They don't need specialists. They just need better coaches. And Jake's taking it from the point of view of the best coach for a specialist area is a specialist. But does that mean that CrossFitter needs that level? I don't know. And we live in a world now, don't we? I said it before, where... Oh, has he gone? Have I just sent him to sleep? Well, I just sent you to sleep, mate. You know, like, people are just quick to outsource anything, aren't they, rather than take responsibility and take action themselves. So there's a bit of that as well, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a right and a wrong answer. I just think, I think the nature of the sport, like Harry said there, like CrossFitters in one specific discipline aren't world class or elite. The niche is that they're all right at everything. Like, they haven't got any weaknesses. That's the goal, right? But that's not to say having a specialist coach wouldn't be of benefit if it can be applied to the discipline of CrossFit. There's no good having a specialist gymnastics coach and, I don't know, getting good at the fucking iron cross, because it's highly unlikely you're going to be expected to do that CrossFit competition.
God, that'd be interesting, wouldn't
it? A few fucked up shoulders, I think.
Yeah. So, right, well, that's tomorrow. I think Ardy might have a point here about Jake will win because he loves to argue. But yeah, I don't think you've been exposed to Harry Key much. He's got a dark side, so might get a bit feisty. Be interesting. So, in terms of updates and stuff, mate, we've got some big things have been happening, I think. Like, do you want to talk us through the weekend? Man on the podium, massive turnout at a local comp. Anything you want to add on that?
No, me and Stace turned up Saturday, no expectation whatsoever, and managed to squirm my way onto third place by not really being that good at anything, just being bang average at all of them, to be honest. I don't think we placed outside the top 8.
How many teams were there from Project?
Oh, from the Project? 12, I think.
Yeah, that's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think Sheffield had 48 teams total, so it was proper turnout, very good.
Yeah, I embarrassed myself on my burpees. All that big talk before, and every fucker beat me.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. good day out. Plenty there. Workouts for fun, short and fun. Something for everyone, really, weren't there? Nothing.
Yeah,
I love the fact that there's one category. I think it's mint. Like I don't hate scaled and RX and all that stuff, but I just think on a local level, like people aren't going to, I don't know, to win or to get a fucking bag with 2 cans of Nocco and a barbell in it. Like who gives a fucking shit? Do you know what I mean? Like people are going there to have a good day out. Like, and I think the vibe of like, I don't know, Saturday, for example, and obviously we run that format every time at the project at our competitions. I just think it flips the vibe on its head. Like, yeah, you've got people there who are trying to win and whatever, but everyone's just trying the best and having a good shot at it, and it makes for a better atmosphere, I think.
I do. Well, that's why Defiant Games has always run that same way, because I sort of feel like I learned that from project comps, you know, being there and just feeling that everyone doing the same thing. There's no sort of demarcation. There's no, oh, your elites are on last and that, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, like you say, at that level, I get it on the sort of bigger scale and the bigger comps, which are, you know, the sort of, I don't know, the epitome of the UK CrossFit scene. It's what people strive to do, innit? Strive to be an elite at maybe a Battle for Meal Ground or something. But for your general population that just want to go and apply the fitness that they've gained, it's great to be on the same floor, because again, you can kind of, like you say, everyone's competitive in their own way when you go to a throwdown such as that, aren't they? It's like, I just wanted, when I go, like, I am very competitive, but I'm very good at being competitive against myself. I just want to hammer myself to the best that I can. Yeah. And then if a workout comes up that I think I'll be all right, I want to know that I've done all right at that. But ones that I'm not bothered about. It don't bother me anyway.
Like the burpees.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Then you shit out. Anyway.
I feel like I've redeemed myself today, though.
Is that what it was? Redemption?
It was. I said it to SJ. SJ messaged me saying, don't bottle it again, because I got excited about workout today. But yeah, and I put it on my story, mate. And this isn't me bigging myself up. Well, it kind of is by default, because I always do that. But, you know, like, I'm 4 years older than I were the last time I did that workout.
Yeah.
And I've accumulated 60 reps more today. So for context, for anyone that is watching or listening back, like, there's a workout called Fortitude, and it's a 30-minute workout where minute 1 is max cal row, minute 2 is max burpees. And the aim is to sustain the same number throughout the workout, isn't it? Ideally, because your score is whatever your lowest round of row was and whatever your lowest round of burpees was. And I just think, like, I'm like 42, nearly 43. And like, I'm 4 years on from doing that workout previous and got like 60 more reps. And I just think that is just testament to doing CrossFit consistently for me. And it just shows that everyone wants to blame age or blame whatever they want for why they can't get fitter. But if you do CrossFit continuously and consistently, then you still can make those gains. And that's why I love that. And did you make any?
I got 1 rep extra. Yeah.
But that's 30 reps though. I was thinking that, mate, because that's where I got my 60 from. Because Lou said to me in the members area after, she went, 2 reps better. And I'm like, fuck me, that's miserable, isn't it? It sounds crap. And then when I got in van, I was like, actually, it's 60 because it's 2 reps around. So I think.
What? No. I only did 1 extra. I did 1 extra rep, so I only rode 15 times. I only did 1 extra calorie, so I did 15 extra calories across the entirety of the workout. So you did 30, right? Did you do 2 extra calories on the row?
No, I got 2 reps extra every round. So I got a burpee in a row every time. Yeah. So that's 30 rounds. Oh shit! So it weren't 60, it was 30.
30 reps.
Well, 60 sounded better on Instagram, so fuck it.
Yeah, I bet you got some accolades for that, didn't you? Right in 60.
It made me feel better than I do now.
Yeah, just ruined your night. Redemption is just.
Well, I'm banging on about CrossFit making you better and fitter when you're 43, and actually, well, it's 30 reps is 30 reps, isn't it? When you get to my age, mate, they all count.
Yeah, well, it's a lot. I think about that in the context of time, like 15 calories and 15 burpees. If you were to do that, how long would it take you? It's a couple of minutes down the road, isn't it?
It is.
So,
it is, mate. So
It's not bad for a 43-year-old.
No, doing well, hanging on, clinging on. Not quite at the masters class that's coming up just yet. So do you want to tell us about that? The new project class that's on the horizon?
Yes, we're starting a masters class end of February, Wednesday, Friday. It should be good. 11 till 12. We haven't really labelled it anything in particular because it's open to anyone really. Because at the end of the day, it's CrossFit. It's accessible to anyone. Any workout can be scaled, but it's going to be a bit of a small group basis, and we're kind of targeting maybe the older age category. And they'll just do a variant of our CrossFit class for that day. So it's kind of first time we've ever dipped our toe in the water with that. Really, we've got a kids program and stuff, but yeah, never really gone down the older athlete or the masters route. So yeah, we're gonna have a go with that. And Albie's going to be taking it, and he's got a bit of experience with that in running programs at different gyms before. So he's gonna take the reins with that, and hopefully it takes off a little bit. I think it'll be good because there's nothing in Chesterfield like it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I think that's what's good about it as well, because we've talked before, haven't we, about like when you go into a commercial gym, especially as you get a little bit older, I guess you are likely to be a little bit more intimidated by it. You're less likely to know exactly what you're doing. If you're not being coached correctly at that age and scaling movements appropriately, it can be a lot more damaging to your body than it is when you're younger. So it's probably a reason that most people don't. So to have that opportunity to come in, be coached by like people that get it, people that want you to succeed and get better, I think it's a great initiative. And I've even got my mum and dad are going to have a bash, which is just like, I absolutely fucking love that, because like they've seen me and my sister comes and goes a little bit more, like, and I've done it consistently, and they've always found it. So I don't want to say not relatable, but yeah, maybe that is the word. They're like, well, we could never do that. And then just in the conversations I've had over the years, and I think, you know, and then being able to position this how it is, I love that they can go and do that. And like, I think it just makes me happy, because I know how good it'll be for them and for everyone that goes and does it. But you know what I mean? For me personally, with my mum and dad, you always want them to be as healthy and as fit as they can be, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always about longevity, isn't it? I mean, like I spoke about before, my mindset's changed drastically over the last probably 3 or 4 years. Like now, that's what I train for, really. I don't train to go and be competitive or anything like that. I'm training for life, for longevity, to be able to go and do things outside of the gym. So to be able to bring that opportunity to people who perhaps haven't trained before and a bit later on in life, and maybe keep them mobile and increase longevity, like give them some extra years. I mean, what an opportunity that is. So yeah, it's gonna be mint, mate. I'm proper excited about it.
Yeah. And you know, when we talk about that, you know, when you say like you train for life, so it's an interesting topic. We could have actually done the show on this. Maybe I'll change title after. But what do you think to people that say they need something to train for? Now, the reason I ask this is because I fucking love training. I'm not training for anything in specific other than for training. I want to feel fitter. I want to get better. It don't matter. I've got a 5K coming up. I've got an IROX coming up. I've got the Open coming up. That's why like, I'm really into the Open, but I don't really care about my scores and whether I'll log them after week 1 or out, because I'm not training for anything other than the fact I love training. Yeah. And I always feel like people that need something to train for are weak-minded. That's a terrible thing to say, I know. And then I heard Rich Froning, the GOAT, say he always needs something to train for. And I thought, shit, if Rich needs something, then maybe there is validity to it. But then I saw him at Coaches Congress over the weekend perform about 12 workouts just because he wanted to work out. And I was like, yeah, maybe you think you do, Rich, but you don't. Maybe you need a little bit of a carrot to go to those dark places, but you will fucking train until the day you die regardless. So where do you stand on just training or having, because I feel like if you need something to train for, what happens when you achieve that? That's my thing.
Yeah.
Do you just stop because you've achieved what you wanted to achieve, and then what?
Yeah, I guess it comes down to motivation, doesn't it? What motivates you to get in the gym like however many times a week it is for however long it is, and doing the hard stuff. And I mean, for me, it used to be that competitive side. Like I used to not want to get better, because I still want to get fitter and I want to get better now, but it's just for very different reasons. Like I think now is I'm just in like, I like the fact that I'm in a constant state of readiness. Like, and I think we've touched on it before, just the ability to say yes to pretty much anything. That's why I turn up every day, because I like the fact that I can just, if you come to me this weekend and say, oh, let's go and, I don't know, let's go on a 100-mile bike ride, or let's go and do the 3 Peaks challenge in 24 hours, or whatever it is. Like I can just say yes. I don't need to be training for something to be in a state ready to do those things. And I think when we spoke about it, I know it's a few shows ago now, but I think the ability to be able to say that and say yes to those things, I mean, you can't put into words really, like how much of a privilege that is, to be honest. And just being capable. Like I know we spoke about that before. Like something as simple as, I don't know, moving an everyday object. Like I know we're doing a bit of a reno job down at the gym at the minute, and we had some lockers that were up in the social space, and fucking hell, they were heavy. And me and Albie like managed to get them down the gym. God knows how. Like the gym's 50 meters long. We're probably doing a 10-meter shuffle and having to stop, but like we got the job done through naivety, stupidity, or whatever it was. But 98% of the population have fucking thrown the towel in as soon as they nudged it an inch. Do you know what I mean? It's stuff like that you don't necessarily appreciate at the time, but like to have the capacity to just do those things without really second guessing it. I mean, it's great, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And like you said, the naivety of it sometimes bites you in the arse, but it's better to be like that than to never try, innit? We've got a few comments here, mate, from Sean. So he said, so he's saying that you move on to the next thing when you've achieved something. Who's ever achieved something and just said, yep, that's it. And then after I ran my first 30 miles, my first thought was, okay, now I can do 50. Now I get that, but I don't know if I'm kind of arguing the same point as that, because I feel like with that mentality that you're talking about there, Sean, it's like that was just the thing you were doing. If your mentality is you were always going to want the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, you're not necessarily training for that. You're training to train. They're just the things that you're doing along the way when you've got that mentality. And they're just maybe check-ins for where your fitness is. I don't know. I can't obviously speak for you. But I just think that mentality of I'll always need the next thing isn't such a thing as you're training for something, because there's always going to be something else. So, but I'm putting words in your mouth. They're always training towards something, maybe not specifically training for something, I guess. But if you didn't have something on the horizon, Sean, would you say, right, I'm just going to chuck it in now? You know what I mean? If you didn't have a 50 miler to run, would you just stop going to the gym and sit on the couch? Probably not.
Yeah, I guess training for an event as opposed to training for something, like, because I'm just not training for an event. I'm still training for something. I'm training for the benefit of like doing the hard thing on the daily and the carryover of that into other areas of my life. That's why I like doing it, whether that's physical, mental, whatever it is. That's the enjoyment that I get out of training. I appreciate, like today's workout, for example, it's hard. It's really hard, but like I understand that doing that hard thing today will benefit me further down the line for the sake of 30 minutes of tough stuff.
I remember hearing David Goggins say, he said, I'm not training for anything, but when something comes up, I'll be ready. And it was that I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's like you said, you will never have to say no to anything because you're constantly in a state of readiness through your training and through your fitness. Yeah, me and Sean are on the same page. So Heidi said when she's going to find out why her gym is struggling. So I see that's that provocative title. I think she's just playing into it because of what I said earlier. But let's do this then. So we're talking about it from a sort of, I don't know, I said it could, at the start, it could translate to business, it could translate to life, it could translate to fitness. If something is going wrong, it's your fault. And I think that my take on that is that most people fail to take responsibility of something and therefore aren't able to like be agile enough to maybe be on the front foot to fix it when things start to go wrong. And I think in the gym industry, in the fitness industry especially, it is always going to be a challenge. And if you're ever in a place where you think everything's going well and you're not preparing for something to fail in the future, then you're going to be like on the back foot. And that's the same in life, I guess, as well. But how do you, as a very successful affiliate owner, make sure that you are always ahead of the curve, so that, because I've seen the project, it sounds like I'm just blowing smoke, but it's fucking true. I've seen the project go from strength to strength to strength to strength. And that's not by fluke. That's by probably some stuff going on in the background that's maybe not quite so glamorous. Maybe, things aren't, but you're constantly, as far as I'm aware from what I see, prepared by accepting that it's never going to be perfect. So you've got to always be prepared for what comes next. So how do you do that as a gym owner?
Yeah, well, I guess we've got a bunch of principles, or I've got a bunch of principles that I kind of, not just with the gym, but I've always lived and died by. And one of them is, you've got to take the stuff that you can control and concentrate all your effort into those things. There's all kinds of noise out there, and if you shift your focus onto things that are outside of your control, you're on kind of a hide into nowhere. So we've always focused on us. Like, what are we doing? How can we do it better? How can we improve what we're offering? How can we bring a better service to members? Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are paying for the use of the service that pays the bills, as opposed to like looking over a shoulder and like, oh, what's that gym doing, or what are they doing, or whatever, because it's all just background noise, that, for me. So that's one thing. I've always tried to like stay in our lane, just concentrate on what we can impact on, and really drive all our effort in that direction. And then I guess the other thing is, like, I've always been, not pointless hard work. I hate using that, but I think it comes from doing CrossFit. Like, I just believe in really, really hard work. Like, I will outwork anyone. Like, it doesn't matter. I'll outwork you. It might not be the most glamorous thing in the world, but I can guarantee if I'm stood in a room with anyone, I'm working harder than anyone in that room. And I've always believed that as well. And I think that kind of means you're always putting your best foot forward, I suppose. And complacency is a killer, isn't it, right? Like, you kind of alluded to it there. Like, yeah, we've got a great thing going off down at the project, but we never stand still. Or if we do stand still, we stand still momentarily, and then we go again, kind of thing. There's a guy down at the gym that I have a bit of PT with. I'd probably call him a mentor, really. Good friend and mentor. You probably don't know he's a bit of a mentor, but I like to pick his brains off. And really, really successful guy, and just an interesting guy to talk to. And he always says it's like climbing a mountain. He says you climb a mountain, and every now and again there's a plateau, and you set your tent up, you get your picnic bench out, and you sit down and you look back on the view and look where you've come from, and you kind of regroup, regather. And then over time, you get bored of being sat in that position or that view. And then you turn around and you look up the mountain, and you're going to go, oh, what about that plateau up there? And then you get your rucksack back on, and you pack your tent away and your picnic benches, and then you go up again. And that's kind of where the hard work begins. And I've always thought that's a great analogy for business and whatever it is you're doing. Like, there is times to kind of sit back and look where you've come from and have a bit of perspective. And then there's times to like really put your foot down and strive for that next thing. And hold on tight, I suppose, because sometimes it gets a bit rattly when you're climbing the mountain.
Yeah, but no, yeah, but it shouldn't it? I know it's a bit of a cheesy saying, but that sort of nothing worth having comes easy, and that's true of all those things, isn't it? But if you look at it purely on a gym basis, how do you sort of ensure you balance the fitness side that you're passionate about, and then, having all that hard work, which is great, but hard work without direction doesn't always get you where you want to go. It will, but much slower than, you might need it to from a business point of view. How do you sort of balance those two things with understanding how a business works? Because obviously when you started the project with the members that you started with back at the old place to now with, 200 and odd members, like, how do you balance that sort of, I don't know, that passion for fitness and that graft with, oh shit, this is a fucking business where a lot of people are depending on me. You know, kids, you've got kids now, life's different. You've got all these things that not necessarily make the pressure more, but make it way more important for it to succeed.
Yeah. I guess anyone, like, I don't think anyone gets into anything to make a business out of it. And I think a lot of affiliate owners and gym owners, and I think all small businesses are the same. People get into things because they're passionate about the thing. Like I didn't open a gym because I was passionate about running a business. Like that's just a byproduct of being passionate about opening a gym. Like I opened a gym because I enjoyed coaching, I liked training, and I truly believed in the methodology. Like it changed my life. I wanted to help other people do the same. And I guess I look back now, and you look back to whatever that was like 8 years ago, and you think, well, I'm glad I didn't know then what I know now, because I probably wouldn't have I probably wouldn't have done it. But do you know what I mean? There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot more hurdles than you're anticipating. Like I always say to you, you look back on some of the things and the decisions you make and the things that you do, and you scratch your head and think, oh my God, what the hell were we doing? But at the time, you make the best decision you've got with the information you have. So yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of gym owners, they don't get into it for running a business, and then it's just a really, really steep learning curve. And I've always been quite good at digesting information, and taking information from other successful people, successful gyms, successful people, whatever it is, and then applying that through trial and error, really. And another thing that the guy I talk about with PT, who had class as a mentor, he always says it costs to learn, and it does. As long as it costs to learn once, and then you learn your lesson and you do it right the second time, you'll not go far wrong.
And how did you find that sort of journey personally then? Because I'd say, and I don't mean this, well, I'll say it anyway, like you're very, I don't want to say know it all, but I'm the same. We're very strong-willed, and what I want and what I think generally is what I'll pursue. Were there a point when you learned that maybe you do need to take advice from, not necessarily advice, but seek out knowledge from people that had done it and that you looked up to? Was there a point where you thought, I don't know, because I said last year on a podcast that the moment I accepted that I knew fuck all, I learned more than I'd ever learned. And I've done that in the last 18 months to 2 years. And I don't know, it'd be fair to say, I think we're pretty similar in terms of our mindset. Did you have that point as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've always digested information, whether it be through podcasts or asking other successful affiliate owners or whatever it is. And then it's just a case of taking that information and running with it and applying it to what you're doing. Because we all know every affiliate's a bit different, every demographic's a bit different. It's the nature of that affiliate model. You've got to find what works for you. There's more than one way to skin a cat, they kind of say, and it's so true with the affiliate model. No one's the same, I don't think. Do you know what I mean? They're all a little bit different, from marketing to getting people through the door and sales to retention to all those things. Everyone's doing it a little bit differently. So there isn't a right and a wrong answer, I suppose, in that sense. I just guess I don't really know what the answer is, because I wouldn't say I've not asked for help. I just ask questions, if that makes sense. I've always just been very inquisitive, and the more you get away from not the passion of the fitness side, because I'm still really passionate about that and I believe in the program more than anything in the world, but I'm just very interested in that side of things now. But I wasn't. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't the thing I was interested in. Yeah. Now I'm interested in the business side of stuff. So I'm just accumulating information, and trial and error, and trying things out, I suppose.
Yeah, because I've been around a lot more successful affiliate owners recently. In the last sort of 18 months, I've seen quite a lot, and they all do seem to have. There is something in common with them. I know they're all, like you say, they're all very different, but it's there's just, I don't know, you get the same sort of vibe. When I speak to you, I get the same vibe as when I speak to Jamie at Method, or when you speak to Gareth or Andy, whoever it might be. And I just don't know what that vibe is, because like you said, they're all very different, but they've all just got something. And maybe it is that openness, maybe it is that desire, because I feel like some of the passionate affiliate owners that I speak to that aren't open to, it's almost like business is a dirty word to them. You know what I mean? It's like they don't want it to be a business. They want it to be a gym. And then it becomes detrimental to the gym because they're not willing to accept that it has to be a business first if you want it to be successful and if you want it to thrive. And making that transition and that realization doesn't mean you don't care about the fitness. It doesn't mean you don't care about the methodology. It doesn't mean you don't care about your members. Arguably, it means you're just adapting to care about it more to sustain what you're delivering, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you can't have one without the other. Now you just can't. Like 2026, you can't have the passion for fitness. You can have all the passion in the world. Like you can have all the passion in the world. If your business model and the systems that you've got in place are shit, it's going to blow up in your face real fast. I mean, 8 years ago, longer than that ago, like I don't know, like it didn't matter really what your gym looked like. If you had a business, you had all those people like early adopters of the CrossFit methodology that just couldn't give two shits about what the gym looked like, what the equipment was like, what business strategies were in place or whatever. Like they just loved training. Like you got away with stuff then. You don't get away with that now. I think back then, like a long time ago, it was like this new innovative, like functional fitness, CrossFit training, like everyone wanted to have a go at it. Whereas now the market is so saturated with all these different kinds of things. Like you've got CrossFit, you've got High Rocks, you've got functional fitness gyms popping up, all effectively offering similar stuff. Like people have got so much more option. So you've got to have those systems in place to be getting people through the door. Like one, marketing, people know that you're there. Two, then converting those people that come to you into sales. And then obviously you've got to integrate them into your community or whatever you want to call it. And then you've got to try and retain them for as long as you can. And it's a constant washing machine cycle. It's like a funnel. I always think of it as a funnel. Like our funnel at the top has got to be bigger than our funnel at the bottom. Like if we've got more people dropping out the bottom than we've got coming in the top, we're in a sticky predicament.
Yeah, that's the key thing with any business, and you've like sort of summed it up there. You've just got to know your numbers, haven't you? You've got to know your numbers, and most people, that's one of the hardest things to understand about your business when you get into it. It
becomes objective, which I've learned. I've learned the lesson like hard. Like not that I'm not emotional now, like or have a subjective opinion and stuff, but it's so much easier to make better decisions if you've got objective data-driven information in front of you to go like, I don't know, let's say retention rate for a particular month. Like what was, rather than thinking, oh, did we have a good month? Did we have a bad month? Like, well, I can tell you, I've got the numbers every month. I've got the numbers. I've got the numbers for 2025. I've got the numbers for 2024. I don't think many people are doing that. I think people are just kind of flying by the seam of the pants, crossing the fingers and hoping that more people come through the door than leave.
Yeah. Heidi said, what about a small gym space? So I'll let you answer that in a sec, because obviously that's how you started out. But I think like my point of view on that is there's something I heard at one of the business institutes that I work with called Entrepreneur Circle. And they say the worst thing you can do as a small business is treat your business like a small business. So I know you're talking specifically about space, and I'll be able to give a bit more detail on that in terms of the small space because of where the project started. But, you know, if you're talking about that from a small gym just starting out, maybe you've got to make decisions now that won't hold you back in the future. So, you know, like treat your business today like it is where you want it to be, and in terms of your values and the structures and the processes you put in place, because then if you put the right things in place, you can scale with it rather than get to a point where you're much bigger than your processes and your procedures support, and then you're on the back foot trying to change everything you're doing. So it's having the foresight of, this is where I am now, but it's not where I want to stay. So what can I do to make sure that I'm doing the right things now to enable that growth and the future that we want? But then I guess if we were talking about space specifically, I'll hand over to the master, because how you used to get that many people in that gym. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What is small? I guess that's the first question. I mean, we started out in 850 square foot, which is, I don't know what to liken it to really. What's that, like maybe 3/4 of a badminton court? It was pretty small. And again, it's one of them things, like, you look back now. I mean, we've touched on it briefly. I look back now and I'm like, what the hell were we doing? Like, what on earth was happening? But in that space, I mean, we used to get 12 people in a class, even in that small space. And in the summer, we used to spill out onto kind of the car park and just make the best of what we had, I suppose, because we were in a situation where we had no other choice. You just kind of adapt, don't you? And like, we used to run you remember, like, the competitions we had down there. We'd have 50, 60 people down there on like a Saturday, running through like a competition in that tiny little space. And I think, I guess as well, with a smaller space, and obviously in turn it means a smaller class size. Like, we had 12 people in a class, we now have up to 24, maybe sometimes even more. Like, and there's no hiding behind the fact that, I guess, with a smaller group of people, you can offer more personalized support. Of course you can. Like, the smaller group setting, you're moving in the direction of a small group personal training session or whatever it might be. So you probably not charging enough. I think a lot of affiliate owners just aren't charging enough. I think they're just undercharged for the service that they offer. I mean, like, I think the average in the UK is like £96 a month. I think that's what Andy said. I might have butchered that completely, but I'm sure that's what he said. I mean, we charge £75 a month. That's based off 13 sessions a month, 3 sessions a week for the average person. That's £5.76 a session. I mean, what do you get for £5.76? You get a large latte at Starbucks with some sprinkly stardust on it.
Pistachio velvet iced cream latte.
Yeah. But the trouble that CrossFit has and affiliate owners have, like, the compared to a gym, like, they come under that umbrella of a gym. So I guess with that umbrella becomes like low membership fee for an access style commercial gym, where you get to go in and you get absolutely fuck all beyond that. If you don't know what you're doing, you're absolutely fucked. You probably pay it for 2 years and never go. Whereas although we are a gym and we get put under that umbrella, like, yes, you pay a little bit more, but actually every time you come through to the gym, like, you get to come in, you come to class, you're greeted by your name, the workout's explained to you, it's planned in advance and programmed in 6 to 8 week blocks or whatever it might be, so it's progressive in its nature. You coach through the whole session from start to finish, specific warm up. You then coach during the session, like in the strength piece, in the workout, whatever it might be, to make sure you're moving appropriately and safely. And the rest of it, as long as you're putting 100% effort in and turning up consistently, the rest of it takes care of itself. So, I mean, for £5.76 a session, I think it's an absolute steal, to be honest. And I think a lot of affiliate owners are in the same boat. Like, they're fighting that battle of them big commercial gyms that there's just like this huge, like, I guess, race to the bottom. Like, who can fucking sell it the cheapest and get the most people through the door? Actually, we don't want to get the most people through the door. We want to get people through the door who want to access a real premium service and actually improve fitness. Like, that's what we're about. The big box commercial gym is not that model. They want you to sign up and not come. We want you to sign up and we want you to be there 3 to 5 times a week, every single week for the rest of your life, because we give a shit. That's the difference.
Yeah, like Jake's saying there, we rely on high attendance, they rely on low attendance, different business models. But it's that mindset shift, isn't it? It's getting, like El says there, it's getting people to sort of recognize that when, you know, how do you sort of navigate that then with new members? So say when a prospective member is either on the phone talking about it, comes down for a taster or something like that, what do you do to it? Because that's your opportunity then to sort of stand apart from those commercial gyms where you get nothing. You can't even, you know, like I've said on these podcasts before, I use one occasionally and no one even looks at you. You know what I mean? People in there don't even want to look at anything, and that's fine. They're just trying to get the workout on. But obviously you walk into CrossFit gym and everyone wants to say hello to you, everyone wants you to do well, and everyone's supportive. How do you, as like an affiliate owner, make sure that when people are exposed to it the first time, you give as much of that over as possible so that you can stand apart from the commercial gyms?
I guess the first one, our personal, like at the project, our sales and like integration process is systemized in the way it looks. So it means it's set out in a particular way, and that's we follow the same way for every person that inquires on the website or comes in through the door or whatever it might be. So if we ever like see a hole in it, we rather than like completely changing the whole thing, we might change one aspect of it, and we're just constantly tweaking and improving it, hoping to increase conversion rate from the number of inquiries we get through to sales, then obviously and staying long-term members. And then I guess the other thing is, like, I believe anyway, like our product down at the project it's second to none. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got, I don't know, I'll put my neck on the line, we're probably one of the best 5 facilities in the UK, CrossFit facilities in the UK. Like, the amount of equipment that we have and the quality of the equipment we have is kind of second to none. And then I truly believe that the class that we deliver, the coaching team that we have, again, we're probably in the top 5 affiliates in the UK in the service that we offer. Like, I've been to a lot of drop-ins, and I can count on one hand the number of good ones that I've been to, which is, it's a problem. It's a problem because people go to maybe a not so great affiliate and have a bad experience, and then they chalk CrossFit off for forever or for the rest of their life. Like, so it's our responsibility, and I feel a responsibility that when those new people come through the door, not only obviously I want them to join us, but I also want them, if they ever to leave us and move away or move jobs or whatever it might be, I want them to have a great experience with us, so then they feed into another CrossFit gym somewhere else. And it's all about product, isn't it? It's all about product. That's what people are paying for. Like, if your product's shit, you're going to struggle. And it's hard. It's hard, particularly if you've got a big team of coaches, to make sure that product's consistent across all of them. You've got new people coming in with busy classes. It's hard.
What do you think then? If I said to you, like, what is the single most important thing at a CrossFit gym? What is that?
What, for a new person coming in?
Just in general, like when you're talking about the product there and standing head and shoulders above, how do you do that? What is the one thing that's a non-negotiable that you think is what sort of turns the needle and gives that experience that people want? I mean,
2 real simple things. You've got to know someone's name. You have to know everyone's name. Like, that is non-negotiable for me. Like, I don't know if I'm just a weirdo, but I know everyone's name. I know everyone's name. I only have to meet someone once, and I remember the name every time I see him after that. And then one other thing, I guess, the program that you're delivering has got to be fun, and you've got to make that person feel safe. That is the bare bones of it for me, anyway. As long as someone comes through the door, they're greeted by the name, they have a good time working out there, they're safe, they leave with a smile on their face, you've ticked the box. They renew the membership every day.
So then 2 things basically are one thing, aren't they? It's good coaches.
Yeah. It's your product, isn't it? It's your product. You can have all the fancy, like we're lucky. We've got a great facility and amazing equipment. Like, but that's all. If the product is shit, if the class is shit, you can have all the fancy rogue equipment in the world. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. As simple as that and as difficult as that all in one, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's really difficult. And we had our team meeting on Friday, and we touched on it, and like we have a great team. We have a great team down at the project, and sometimes I think it's underappreciated how good that team is. The large groups of people that we get through classes on a consistent basis for a great workout, the ability to stand in front of that number of people and deliver a quality 60 minutes of fitness, it's almost taken for granted, but it's a really, really difficult job. And I don't want to play a violin. You know what I mean? Like, everything's hard. Do you know what I mean? Find your own hard, but there's a lot of moving parts that you've got to get right. And particularly, like, if you're on your own doing it, you're in control. But if you've got we've got probably 8 coaches, 10 coaches, if you include the coaches that come in and cover on an ad hoc basis. To make that product consistent across that number of people is tough, but we're doing our best.
And that all comes from the top then, and having those team meetings, making sure everyone's on the right page and having processes in place that makes the experience as seamless as it can be from one class to the next, whoever's coaching it and all that good stuff. That comes from them regular catch-ups, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's just standards, isn't it? It's all about standards. Like, there's got to be some expectation or some standard for coaches and coaching teams to work towards. Otherwise, I guess everyone's just grabbing a handful of darts and throwing them at a dartboard and hoping for the best. Aren't they? You know what I mean? Like, we know, our coaching team know exactly what a class should look like in terms of structure, organisation, like what we're looking to get out of that particular session. And like, you can come at 5:30 in the morning, and I've coached tonight. I've coached 5:30 this morning, and you can go to 7:30 tonight, and Maddie's coaching, and you'll receive the same experience.
Yeah, I love that, mate. Right, mate. I think we've covered that pretty well, haven't we? I think if Heidi was still here, because we're down to 0 people now, I think she'd be very happy. So hopefully she'll watch back. So I'm going to do a bit now, mate. So anyone watching this, the Defiant Co, we have got our 2-a-day birthday challenge. So February, mate, is on the 21st. It's 7 years since we went online. Can you believe that?
7 years.
And you know what we were talking about then with, like, you know, just going. When I look at Defiant, like, I started that as a bit of a hobby and just to have a bit of fun with something, and then ended up with a printing business as well. It's like, I would have never thought I was going to, like, be passionate about printing shirts and you know, servicing as many gyms as we do with those clothes. It was never even in my mind. But like you said, the mountain analogy is great. Like, I got to a point, and then it was like, oh, I could do more if I did a bit of that and a bit of that. And I love the journey we're on, and it's we're trying to celebrate it. I say celebrate, but it's like we're trying to get 2 orders every single day online. Because there is some days, you know, you can go 2 or 3 days without even any online orders. I don't mind admitting that. It's just the nature of the beast. Yeah, so we're trying to get just 2 online every single day until our birthday. So, and then anyone that orders during that time will go into the draw to win 600 quid's worth of Defiant merch. And we're going to do that by giving them a £50 voucher every month for a full year. So they'll be able to get a merch drop every month. So yeah, we cut it a bit fine yesterday, mate. 10:48 it were when the second order came in. 10:48 p.m. I was tucked up, woke up this morning, checked my phone. I'm like, yes. You don't want to fail, do you?
When did you start? The first?
So I started on the first. We got 5 orders in on day 1. Yeah. 2 orders yesterday. We'd wrapped up by 11:30 today, got 2 orders in, but no one's come in since. So I'm like buzzing that today's done. So then it's back to drawing board tomorrow. And I'm doing it by just talking about it every day. I'm going to go online. I'm doing a bit of a reel, talking about it, posting something daily. And just the guy that I know, you might have seen me post about it, but Vindicate, the guy that does all the merch for Sevon and that, he did it. And he just basically went online every day and we're like, real. Just said, buy something. Come on, I need you. And I was talking to Yatesy about it today. It's amazing that people respond well to that because you're real then. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm saying, like, look, we don't get orders every day, but for this period of time, we're looking to push it. And it seems like people are supporting it, and it's pretty cool. But it's going to be a tall order to do it, but we'll keep bashing away and see if we can get any. I'm not looking forward to that day where I have to go, we got no sales yesterday. So I'm hoping that day don't come, but
mate, we'll keep going. You got to believe.
Yeah. You have, mate. And then lastly, mate, so the Open, where are we?
Yeah.
What's happening?
I've not looked, actually. I've not looked. Shall I I'll have a quick, let me have a look now.
Yeah.
See how many sign-ups we've got. We've stalled a little bit, to be honest. But I know we've got 4 weeks left, haven't we? So we've got plenty of time to get some more sign-ups. I mean, we've doubled sign-ups from last year anyway, which is obviously great.
Yeah.
So where are we? Oh, we're tumbling down the leaderboard now. We were looking good momentarily. We were top 10 or 11th worldwide. 64. We're on 64.
64.
We're 101st worldwide. So we need we need some sign-ups. I know we've had a little chat and we're going to try and get something out.
Yeah.
Try and move us in the direction of 100, because that'd be sweet to get 100 people signed up for the Open.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
So yeah, keep an eye out for that. We'll be dropping something probably in the next week. I think the deadline is like 4 weeks away though, isn't it? It's quite a way away. I mean, we had that initial influx, didn't we, because of the teas and stuff, and they're obviously still available. If you sign up to the Open now, you can get a discount code sent across to get the Project Defiant Open T-shirt, which is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on one of them. So yeah, we'll have a big push. I'm sure we'll get some more. Again, it needs a bit of strategy, doesn't it? It's one of them things you necessarily don't think about when you first open a gym, but getting people entering stuff like this is I don't know. It's not just throwing darts at a board and hoping for the best. There's a bit of a plan somewhere.
Yeah, and anyone that does enter the Open gets a £10 voucher for the Defiant code completely free. So you get 30% off a project tee. You get 10 quid from us. You're actually quids in. You're worse off if you don't sign up for Open. Yeah.
It's costing money, not entry.
Yeah, imagine that. It's just basic maths at this point.
Yeah. It's costing you money and you'll not be on the worldwide leaderboard.
Yeah. You'll not get hammered by me in week 1 and then beat me easily in week 2 and 3. There we go. Any chance you can rearrange the show times to suit me? Problem is, mate, I go to bed. I have like the hours of a small child. So I like to be in bed by now. This is a late night for me, so we're struggling. Maybe early mornings.
This is past my bedtime.
Yeah. It's all about 8 hours.
I like to put the kids to bed at 7 and get my head down by about 8:30.
And last push, I guess. Any other project members that haven't signed up for the Defiant ones to help or to compete, it's your last chance to do it. Elle's going to post something about it, but you have to sign up by Friday to be guaranteed a spot, because we're shutting sign-ups after Friday. So there'll be more info on that. So all these competitions, all this opportunity to put your fitness into practice and see how you stack up.
I might enter the Defiant ones.
Nah, mate, you're a little bit above intermediate. If you're not qualified elite for Arnold Fitness Games, I might let you sneak in.
People enter what they want though now, don't they?
Yeah, but you've got a bit more pride than that, haven't you?
I'll just come in under a pseudo name.
Come in under me, mate, and just move like shit. It'll be sound.
Yeah, I'll just turn up and move like a bag of spanners, and you'll think it isn't me.
Yeah. Right, we're done. Cheers for that, mate. And thanks everyone for watching. If you haven't, get subscribed, and then join us tomorrow for the debate: Harry Keane versus Jake Chapman, live on Continuum tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to listening.
Yeah, 7:00, earliest start. Sorry, Mark. Right, it's all done. Cheers, lads.
Bye.